An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
In a few moments, the news.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malavarachi, read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Paliagoda Vegetable Manning Market Complex will be opened today. Sri Lanka was added to England's safe travel list. 4 more COVID-19 deaths reported, increasing the total number of deaths to 73. 437 more persons were tested positive yesterday. Schools except Western Province will be opened on Monday. COPE committee activities, which were suspended due to the pandemic, will recommence today. News overseas, eyes will be plucked out of Hong Kong, China warns West. Local news in detail. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa will vest Paliagoda Vegetable Manning Market Complex with the public today. The new market complex is consisted of 1,192 trade stalls. It has a vehicle park to keep 600 vehicles. The market complex is equipped with restrooms for workers, medical centers, banks, restaurants, cold rooms facilities, and other facilities. Vehicles that transport goods can reach trade stalls up to the third floor of the 4-storied complex. The Urban Development Authority said that the Manning Market Trade Complex is located on a 13-acre plot of land. The construction of the new trade complex at Paliagoda commenced in 2013. 6,900 million rupees have been spent on the construction. Sri Lanka was added to England's safe travel list yesterday, according to foreign media reports. Israel and Uruguay have also been added to the list. Travelers from those countries, as well as Namibia, Rwanda, Bonaire, St. Eustatius and Sabah, the Northern Mariana Islands and the U.S. Virgin Islands, will no longer have to self-isolate on arrival in England from tomorrow. No country has been removed from the safe list this week, British Transport Secretary Grant Shapps said on Twitter. The Director General of Health Services confirms 4 more COVID-19 deaths, increasing the total number of coronavirus deaths in the country to 73. One of the deceased is a 27-year-old woman from Colombo 15. She was identified as a COVID-19 infected patient at the Colombo National Hospital and transferred to the Mulleriava Hospital, where she later passed away. Meanwhile, a 70-year-old resident of Colombo 10 has passed away after being admitted to a private hospital in Colombo. The cause of death is cited as COVID-19-induced pneumonia condition. A 59-year-old female from Pokunuvita in Horana had passed away at home, while the cause of death has been determined as high blood pressure and heart attack caused by COVID-19. The other patient is an 86-year-old from Haltota Kaluthara district who also passed away at home caused by a heart attack due to coronavirus. Sri Lanka saw another surge in its confirmed COVID-19 cases yesterday as 437 more persons were tested positive for the virus. With the latest development, the country's infections tally has soared to 18,645, while total infections from the dual cluster reached 15,136. Health Ministry's data showed that 12,903 of the confirmed patients have made complete recoveries from the virus. The epidemiology unit says 5,673 active cases are still receiving medical treatment. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999.
Continuing with more stories here at home. Department of Manpower and Employment has requested the youth seeking job opportunities to register themselves with the district job centres established at district secretaries across the country. Functioning under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the department will maintain records of job-seeking youth and direct them for vacancies in both private and public sectors. Necessary arrangements have been made for job seekers to register themselves at divisional secretariats through the human resource development offices attached to the department. Further online registrations can be made available through the Manpower and Employment Department's official website www.dome.gov.lk. Registered job seekers will be directed to vacancies in either public or private sector, taking into account their qualifications and preferences. Job seekers can contact In the meantime, Chairman of the Committee on Public Enterprises, Professor Charita Herath, says that the activities of the committee, which were suspended due to the pandemic, will recommence today. He said that the meeting will be held following strict health guidelines. The officials of the Road Development Authority, Ministry of Highways and officials of the management unit of the relevant projects have been called before the COP committee today. The special audit report on the feasibility study and procurement process of the Central Expressway will be examined at the meeting. That's local news.
An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Academic activities of government schools, except those in the Western Province and isolated areas, will commence on Monday for students of grades 6 to 13. Education Minister Professor G.L. Piri said this decision was taken on the recommendation of health authorities. The third term of government schools, scheduled to commence on November 9th, had been extended by 2 weeks due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation in the country. Speaking at a press conference at the Education Ministry premises yesterday, Professor G.L. Piri added that the ministry arrived at this decision after analysing all aspects of the situation. The Education Minister said students living in the Western Province and isolated areas will not be permitted to attend schools in other areas.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on Watchlight, a special operation has been launched to arrest those engaged in begging as a business in the Colombo city and suburbs. DIG Ajit Rohana said intelligence units have found out that many of these so-called beggars are engaged in this as a business, and those begging for a living are very few. A decision has been taken to launch a special operation to arrest such beggars, he added. He also urged drivers and passengers of vehicles not to offer money to beggars or purchase anything from anyone at traffic light junctions and such places. He further said that if a driver or passenger is found to be doing so, it will be a punishable offence under the National Thoroughfares Act and the Motor Traffic Act. That's on Watchlight. And moving on to world news now. Headlines. Eyes will be plucked out of Hong Kong, China warns West. U.S. health authorities urge Americans not to travel for Thanksgiving. Arthritis drug may treat severe COVID. World news in detail. China has strongly rebuked the UK, the US, Australia, New Zealand and Canada after being accused of a concerted effort to silence critics in Hong Kong. The countries which formed the Five Eyes Alliance criticized China's imposition of new rules to disqualify elected legislators in Hong Kong. They urged Beijing to reverse course. A Chinese foreign ministry spokesman warned countries to stay out of China's affairs, saying they should be careful or their eyes will be plucked out. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has told Americans to avoid travel for the Thanksgiving holiday amid soaring COVID-19 cases. In the last week, they've seen over 1 million new cases, said the CDC's Erin Soberscatz to reporters yesterday. Thanksgiving is a week away, but the agency stopped short of issuing a travel ban for Americans. The U.S. has so far recorded more than 11.6 million coronavirus infections and more than 250,000 deaths. Finally, on world news, the rheumatoid arthritis drugs tocilizumab appears to treat people who are critically ill with COVID-19, early trial data shows. The researchers in the UK and the Netherlands said it was an absolutely amazing result. The drug is no longer being trialled as the researchers are so confident in the data, but the precise effect on survival is still being calculated. Other experts have urged caution until full data is released. That's on world news. And on development news, the Gale-Vela Pradesh Sabha will set up a solar power project at a cost of 5 million rupees to provide power for the PS, its chairman MP Arjat Tilaka said at a recent monthly meeting. He said that the monthly electricity bill of the PS is over 130,000 rupees and 30,000 rupees has to be paid for the power bill of the administrative building alone. The proposed project, therefore, should be installed very soon, he said. The chairman said the Pradesh Sabha could get power it needs via solar power, and over 40,000 rupees can be earned monthly by selling solar power to the Ceylon Electricity Board as well. That came to you on development news. Move on to sports news now. Former Sri Lanka fast bowler and coach Nuwan Soisa was yesterday found guilty of 3 offences under the International Cricket Council Anti-Corruption Code following a hearing by an independent anti-corruption tribunal. Soisa was charged under the ICC Anti-Corruption Code in November 2018 and has been found guilty on all charges after he exercised his right to a hearing, and Soisa remains suspended and sanctions will follow in due course.
Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings, recharge the high goals.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
And on business news, steps have been taken to manufacture surgical masks which have been in high demand due to the COVID-19 epidemic within the country. The import of surgical masks has also been halted accordingly. State Minister of Pharmaceutical Production, Supply and Regulation, Professor Channa Jayasumana said this at a meeting held with the participation of face mask producers and importers at the Ministry of Health yesterday. Nearly 1.5 million surgical masks are in daily use within the country, and these masks are currently being imported from several countries, including China.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of
Just move on real time, save more, LOLC real time. Paying the premium for transactions, simply save now real time. Day night, no trouble for your transactions. LOLC real time. Download LOLC Finance real time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and more benefits.
And on economic news, the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka signed an agreement with the leading Chinese tyre manufacturer in the world, Shandong Hoa Tyre Company Limited, to set up a project to manufacture tyres for the export market. Shandong will be established in 121 acres of land in the industrial park within the Hambantota International Port. The Hambantota International Port Group has offered this land extent to do this to the Chinese giant company as their first ever foreign direct investment within the industrial park. In the first phase, the company is targeting an annual production of 9 million tyres to be shipped to 45,000 containers.
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And the weather update. The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at most places during afternoon or night. Showers will occur in coastal areas of the northern and eastern provinces in the morning too. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in southern, Sabaragamu, central, northwestern and Uva provinces. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Before we conclude the morning bulletin of news, back to the headlines. Paliagoda Vegetable Manning Market Complex will be open today. Sri Lanka was added to England's safe travel list. 4 more COVID-19 deaths reported, increasing the total number of deaths to 73. 437 more persons were tested positive yesterday. Schools except Western Province will be opened on Monday. COPE committee activities, which were suspended due to the pandemic, will recommence today. News overseas. Eyes will be plucked out of Hong Kong. China warns West.